شو هو الإنسان، شو هي المعرفة، شو هي الحكمة، knowledge, morality, and
the wonder, what can we hope for, the existential.
والأمل. الأمل اللي هو من أهم الأمور، وهو أكيد بهذا الكتاب بيتوسع، ومن هيك بيشوف إنه بمنظار الفلسفة التطور اللي بيصير من ناحية أكيد السياسية، من الناحية الاجتماعية، من ناحية حتى كمان العلوم الطبية. يعني هذه هي كمان الفلسفة بأكيد منظار أوسع. You talk in your book about the Western philosophy, and there's a chapter also about the Eastern philosophy. Yes. What is the difference between them, and maybe are they similar in a way?
There is a chapter on Chinese and Indian philosophy, and from the in more modern times, if you like, between the three monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity and Islam. So it's a broader scope, but mainly it's from a Western point of view, Western philosophy. Well, what is characteristic of Western philosophy? What should one say? Maybe, if we start with, first of all, be careful, because if you look upon this question from China, all the three monotheistic religions are Western religions, so be careful. And you in Lebanon are much closer to Greece than we in Norway are. I mean, so those terms should be treated with some caution, I would say first. But then, if you go back to the Old Greek, I think 2 points. The first, a way of thinking both on an abstract level with clear concepts, but to discuss with each other. One philosopher started, and the next discusses the first one, and the third came and discussed the second one. It's not only one position and the other one, but they interacted. And that is in the early Greek philosophy, which is so impressive, I would say, but important is that you have a learning process where they discuss each other. So this ongoing discussion, I think, not always, but in some part of it, that's very important. And that's what I try to convey in this history of philosophy, that there is a discussion going on between the positions.
The interaction.
The interaction, yes, exactly. And that gives a livelihood to the whole thing, and it creates a learning process. You see, this is one position, these arguments, and then there are counter-arguments, and then there are counter-arguments to these against, and you get the play going. And that's something that happened, I would say, more so in early Greek philosophy.
More than in Eastern?
More than in China and in India, I mean, I would say so. If there are always gray zones and reservations to be taken, but I think that's one of the characteristics. And then I would say this is not typically, it started in Greece, but I mean, 2 + 2 are 4 everywhere, and it's just that it started in Greece, but that's how we are. I mean, that's the destiny of all of us today, that we are fallible and reasonable at the same time, and in order to learn what you mean, you have to listen to what other people are saying, their counter-arguments. So it's this ongoing dialectics of positions and arguments.
Rethinking of what we know.
And that I wouldn't say is Western. I think that is universal, that's human, what's human being.
Yes. And this interaction, you didn't see it in the, let's say, amongst the Arab philosophers.
Well, that's much later than the Chinese. Yes, you had it. Sure, you had it. I mean, the discussions went on. I mean, 800, 900, 1200 ongoing. I mean, there were discussions between philosophers and theologians, and for all these three, three monotheistic religions. Oh yeah, sure. It's part of it. So in that sense, and naturally, and that's the good point with the Chinese point of view, because these three monotheistic religions are much closer than they are to Hindu or Chinese philosophy. Those are harder to grasp for us, and now I mean us.
Yes, I understand. هو بيقول أنا سألته شو الفرق بين الفلسفة الغربية اللي بيحكي عنها والفلسفة الشرقية، لأنه هو بيحكي عن الفلسفة بالصين والهند. هو بيلاقي إنه الفلسفة انطلقت خاصة من اليونان، ومن يوم من تنطلق من أكيد الأديان الثلاثه وبيقول انه عند العرب كمان اكيد او كان في هالتواصل بين الفلاسفه، يعني اذا حدا منهم طلع بفكره الفيلسوف الثاني اكيد بحوارها او بالعكس بيجي ضدها، ومن هيك بيصير في نوع من التواصل اللي هو بيوصل على فكره ثالثه. وهذا الشيء اكيد مثل ما قال انه بلش باليونان، ولكن موجود صار بعدين اكيد بالصين وبالهند وبالقرن التاسع عشر والقرن العشرين بالشرق. وهو بيقول انه الفلسفه وحده وعند والانسان واحد، يعني موجوده وين ما كان. You talk a lot in your books about the dialogue of cultures, and I think this is one of the most important issues today, politically speaking and socially speaking. As a philosopher, what is your point of view? Why do you always fight for the dialogue of cultures?
Well, it will contribute to mutual understanding and respect. So I've been collaborating closely with Chinese for 20 years. And we are discussing, and it's important then to discuss the big questions together, but also to discuss the small questions on the daily level. So you have to know people. I mean, have the close connection with people.
To discover their differences, to understand them.
Philosophy is not only in shelves. I mean, it's not only in books. It's also in human interaction. That's my point. So you can discuss the big theories and between each other. That is important. That's part of philosophy. But philosophy is also a practice in the daily life where you try to reach new understanding of other people by existential meetings, sort of. Yeah. That's important.
Yes. سألته هو كثير بيحكي عن حوار الحضارات وقد هو اكيد مع حوار الحضارات. سألته ليه؟ لانه اكيد هذا الشيء من اهم الامور، انه واحد يكتشف الاخر ويكتشف اكيد الاشياء اللي بتختلف تيفهمها ويقدر يسوي في تواصل، واكيد بيصير في حوارات سياسيه سلميه، حوارات اجتماعيه ثقافيه، وبصير اكيد الى مجتمع وعالم أفضل. Mr. Gunnar Shirbekk, it was a pleasure having you today. I know our interview is a short time. Hopefully we can have later more interviews about philosophy, which I think rules the world.
The book will be published in July or in August.
In Arabic.
In Arabic.
Thank
so
you,
read it and we'll discuss more. Thank you. It's a great honor to being here. Thank you very much.
Again.
Thank you.
مشاهدينا الكرام هلا بنبقى مع بريك.